You probably clicked on this video because you want to argue. Maybe about the way I say and pronounce Antiope, maybe about how high I rate it. I'll save you the suspense. This gun is 10 out of 10. There is nothing wrong with it. For an SMG, it does everything I want it to do. Seriously, this gun is not leaving my inventory. I think it's one of the best in the game, if not a top 3 close quarters option. We're at 26 meters. You can see this hits its full damage, 23. Take a step back, take a step back, take a step back. Now it's 22. We are at 28 meters. Now let's compare that to the better one. As you can see on the range bar, mine is actually slightly better than the stock. 23 again. Back it up, whole meter. 22. So this one goes all the way to 30 meters.
So you have 2 extra meters?
Yep. Now let's compare that to Rose. 67. So Rose gets drop off at the same distance as my Antiope. Let that sink in. A hand cannon has the same drop off as this Antiope. Yeah, at the higher end of the resilience, you will survive the Rose TTK, where you will probably not the Antiope. Like, that's just absolutely insane. That's nuts. So there we go. The proof's in the pudding, or rather, the footage. The Antiope is actually a short-range auto rifle, not a long-range submachine gun. Now let's address the elephant in the room, which is Antiope-D better or worse than the last word? If you were holding a gun to my head, I would tell you the last word is phenomenal and probably better than the Antiope. But if we were using specific builds or specific playstyles, I would say that in a lot of cases, the Antiope's better. The simple reason for this is that Antiope can have a mod slot and the last word cannot. So with the Antiope, you could throw an Icarus mod on it and have nearly perfect in-air accuracy. So obviously for in-air playstyles, Antiope can't be beat. You also have to consider that the Antiope is a legendary weapon, so if you wanted to use an exotic, power, or special weapon, you could absolutely do that. In the case of this background gameplay, this is a build created by Satan himself. It takes advantage using a proximity grenade launcher, then you clean up with Antiope, you get kill clip. But it's better than that, because now you pair Truth and Dragon Shadow. What Dragon Shadow allows you to do is it automatically reloads both your weapons, which is very useful for tube grenade launchers. I have auto-loading holster on it already, so I can cycle between it if I need to, but it's just very useful. Dragon Shadow also makes it so you get better handling and reload on your weapons, which is, again, very useful for taking advantage of something like kill clip on the Antiope. Not to mention, with either Night Stalker subclass, whether it's top or middle, if you're getting headshots, or if you just dodge, you're going to go invisible. So let's recap. You hit him with the grenade launcher, you clean up with Antiope, you reload, you have kill clip. If you wanted to, you can dodge and it auto reloads your grenade launcher, gives you better handling, and you're invisible. If you're playing Way of the Wraith, you land a headshot, there you go. You got flawless execution and increased handling and invisibility. You're not going to lose if you play this loadout even like semi-intelligently. Every time I bring up this weapon combo, someone always brings up its contender, Mountaintop Recluse, which for the record, I think is just as easy to use. But if we're talking a skilled user here, I think you're going to get more mileage out of Antiope plus an Aura-Wings Maul than Mountaintop Recluse. The reason for this is because Antiope on its own can almost dish out enough damage to be considered a true primary weapon, something that you're not afraid to take into most maps. When weapons struggle to hit 30-meter drop-offs or the recoil doesn't allow them to hit headshots within that, normally you pair a sniper rifle with it so you can cover more ranges on the map. Or with the Recluse, you pair Mountaintop because Mountaintop is your sniper rifle. When talking pros and cons of the Mountaintop and Aura-Wings Maul, the Mountaintop is mostly a point-and-shoot experience, and if you miss, you got a sticky grenade. The Aura-Wings Maul, on the other hand, you have to anticipate the velocity of the round for either remote detonating on your target or for hitting them in the first place. You can also remote detonate to bounce grenades off the wall and hit people around cover, so you can guarantee that you can either clean up your Antiope shot or you can make sure that nobody can escape your Antiope duel. So to recap, both guns give you a fairly easy experience, but the skill ceiling on the Antiope Aura-Wings Maul combo is a lot higher than the Recluse combo. There's most definitely a skill threshold at which you get more mileage out of Antiope and Aura-Wings over Mountaintop and Recluse. For boots on the ground generic use though, I would argue that the last word is probably going to outgun an Antiope most of the time, Mostly because with the last word, you don't have to aim for the head. But again, if you're an Antiope user skilled enough to hit all heads slightly out of last word distance, then you're going to be rewarded by winning the duel and getting kill clip. For me, that's one of the big reasons as to why I wanted this particular gun when the Forsaken weapon changes happened. Lo and behold, all the way in Season 7 is when I actually got this thing to drop, and it hasn't left my inventory since. I've been using it so much. I think there is no question that I'll be somewhere upwards of like 5,000 kills by the time Season 7 is done with this gun. Every time I equip this weapon, I can feel the glares of jealousy and envy every time somebody inspects me in the pre-game loading screen. I get messages all the time from my friends and clanmates just like, I hate you. And I know exactly why. This gun is so much fun, this gun is rewarding to a skilled hand, and it's sexy. Just look at it. I'll say it again. 10 out of 10. If Antiope was a Trials card, it would be flawless. You can unsub. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this Antiope review. I had a lot of fun making it. I played way too many Rumble games, even though I didn't have to. I did use Satan's loadout very sparingly, even though every lobby seemed to have a one-eyed mass titan with Mountaintop Recluse or Last Word or something like that, and it was very unfun. I still tried to keep it clean, but sometimes I was a little toxic. And so that's part of the reason that I played so many games, because at some point in the match I was just like, you know what? Forget the YouTube footage. I'm bagging. And you know what? I have no shame in admitting it, because look at this. I just, instinctively fire, marked for vengeance. Oh no, now he knows exactly where I am. I'm trying to make him waste last word bullets, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna smash you. So I'm like, how about no? Burn all 6 bullets, because I don't need a golden gun to outgun you. Start dropping the bags. Realize that someone else wants to interrupt. Do this to him. Top 10 NBA ankle breakers. Number 7 will shock you. Get kill clip. Send the OEM kid back to the Shadow Realm. Turn around and